Australia's fantastic housing growth. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from Yahoo Finance discussing Australia's housing growth. You know, we're in the top 20 despite the complete pandemic lockdown, the entire hit to our economy. We're still in the top 20 of the world. This is the thing. When we look at the GDP fall in Australia, when we see that huge 7% fall, we're thinking, this is terrible, this is crazy. But then when you compare us to the Yanks or to the Poms, sadly we're not looking too bad. They've got it much worse than us. So here's the question, could a flood of foreign money from these other countries flooding into Australia as a safe haven? And where do you go in Australia? What do you do with your money in Australia? Well, you buy houses, everyone. You buy houses. We're the suburb of the world. We're the suburb of the world. What do you think? So Australia has snagged a place in the world's top 20 for house price growth for the year to June 2020, rising 37 spots from the year prior, new analysis has revealed. According to Knight Frank's Global House Price Index, for the second quarter of 2020, Australian house price growth has grown 6.1% since June last year. A year ago, Australia ranked 56th or last on Frank Knight's index, but has now risen to 19th place as other countries buckle from the pandemic, with Australia's property market holding up relatively well in comparison. Australia has dealt with the pandemic better than some other countries and territories around the world, with the length and severity of the lockdowns not as strong, which partly explains its stable performance, said Knight Frank Australian Head of Residential Research, Michelle Sileski. Now, here's the thing. Sure, up until now. But look at the Victorian lockdowns. Look at the restrictions that have been put in place there. Can you make this claim? In a month's time, will this just be thrown out again? Because property's taking a hit. We're starting to see falls happening in Sydney. You know, and this is a slow process. So is this another FOMO piece, another confidence piece? Is it a confidence-speaking piece? You know. However, it can be attributable to the state of the housing market prior to the pandemic, with Australia's market strong heading into 2020 and demand high and stock levels low. Well, we just saw another piece that I discussed this morning, where essentially the entire real estate sector in Victoria is in lockdown. They're in lockdown. Their professional body is critical of all of the restrictions the state is imposing on people there. And the agents are saying in the comments they've got lots of listings, but they've lost their job. There's nothing they can do. They can't even take people on a tour through a property. So no wonder, you know, the supply is low. You can't buy, even if you wanted to. House price growth is 1.4% higher than the average annual price changes of 4.7% across the other 56 countries in the index, she added. Turkey takes the top spot for the country on the index with the greatest house price growth in the last 12 months at 25.7%, followed by Luxembourg, Estonia, and Poland. Okay, now, here's the thing. With Turkey, don't they have like insane CPI at the moment? Let's bring this up. We'll go to trading economics, and we'll look at a country index. We'll go to the indicators. Where do we want? We want, is it in Europe? Turkey. Here we go. So what's that? GDP growth rate down 11%. Unemployment at 12.9%. Annual growth rate of GDP is nearly 10%. Inflation rate is at 11.77%. Do they take account of this inflation rate when they're working out this thing? Oh, wow, they've got 25% growth rate year on year, but their inflation is nearly at 12%. Okay, and they've just mentioned it, but it's worth noting the country's inflation sits at around 12%. Okay, good. So they did mention it in the article, but then shouldn't that be factored in? Shouldn't that be factored in to, you know, maybe some universal currency that we've used throughout all of human history? You know, it'd be good if they could just price compare these houses to gold. I know it's old and boring, but price compare it to gold or compare it, tied to the US dollar. Why not? European countries occupy 8 of the top 10 rankings this quarter, with Baltic and Central and Eastern European nations well represented, the report said. New Zealand ranked 11th on the list, falling from second place in the March quarter, with average house prices growing 9.1% between June 2019 and June 2020. Canada trailed Australia at 5.9%, while China and American house prices grew 4.7% and 4.5%, ranking 27th and 30th respectively. Hong Kong, which has been plagued with ongoing political tussles with China for years, ranked last on the list, with house price growth sliding by negative 2.8% as residents look to migrate to other countries. And you can see the index here, Turkey at the top. I mean, it's ludicrous. If they don't, is it measured in the local currency? Is it measured in the US dollars? Is it measured against gold? That would change this entire thing. So let's have a look at some other ones. Luxembourg is second, 13%. Lithuania, 12%. Estonia, 11%. Poland, 11.3%. Slovakia, 11.2%. Ukraine, 11.2%. Czech Republic, 9.5%. Latvia, 9.1%. Croatia, 9.1%. New Zealand, 9.1%. Portugal, 8.3%. 8.3%. Romania, 8.1%. Germany, 6.8%. Greece, 6.9%. Everyone's beating Australia. We're at 6.1%. 6.1%, and now we're starting to see falls of over 15%. We've got our CBA, the head of CBA, head of ANZ, are predicting falls of 15%. You've got the RBA doing modelling of a 40% fall. And yet they put Turkey here at the top. I mean, why could they even put that there? So, what do you all think, everyone? Are you a fan of this index? Do you trust it? Let's look at the negative. Morocco, Finland, India, Malta, and Hong Kong. Got a whole bunch of, under 1%. Brazil and Ireland, but there you go. There you go. As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.